For centuries, the question of consciousness has been reserved for humans and, at best, other animals. Plants, bacteria, and certainly rocks have been dismissed as inanimate, mindless matter, mere objects in a universe indifferent to them. But what if this view is entirely wrong? What if everything, from the soaring eagle to the smallest pebble, possesses consciousness? It may sound absurd at first, but this is not a fringe idea. It is a perspective gaining attention in both ancient philosophy and modern science, challenging the boundaries of what it means to be alive. The concept that everything is conscious is called panpsychism. Its roots run deep into human thought, stretching back to early animistic beliefs where rivers, mountains, and stones were thought to have spirits. Indigenous cultures worldwide often treated the earth and all its components as living entities. In these worldviews, consciousness wasn't an exclusive trait of humans. It was the fabric of reality itself. Modern science, while reluctant to assign awareness to inanimate matter, is beginning to reconsider its definitions. Quantum physics has shown that particles behave differently when observed, suggesting a mysterious connection between matter and awareness. While this doesn't prove that rocks think, it does suggest that the universe is not a cold, mechanistic machine. It responds in ways that resemble choice or perception on a fundamental level. Panpsychism doesn't argue that rocks have thoughts like humans, or that they hold conversations when we're not looking. Rather, it suggests that even the most basic particles have a tiny seed of experience, a form of proto-consciousness. This experience might be unimaginably simple, far from the rich inner lives of humans or animals, but it is still something. Just as our complex minds are built from billions of neurons firing in intricate patterns, perhaps the consciousness we recognize is simply a higher organization of these fundamental awareness units. Neuroscientist Christoph Koch and philosopher Philip Goff are among those who take the idea seriously. They propose that consciousness might not emerge from complexity. It might instead be a fundamental property of the universe, like space, time, or mass. In this view, a rock is not dead matter. It is a network of atoms, each holding a fragment of the universal mind. The difference between you and a rock isn't that you are conscious and it is not. It's that your consciousness is far more complex and integrated. This idea also has profound implications for how we treat the world. If everything possesses some degree of consciousness, the separation between living and non-living begins to dissolve. Mining a stone, cutting down a tree, or polluting a river takes on new ethical dimensions. Environmentalism ceases to be merely about protecting resources for human benefit. It becomes about honoring the intrinsic experience of all matter. Ancient spiritual traditions have long understood this intuitively. In Shinto, mountains and rocks are considered kami, sacred beings worthy of reverence. In Native American traditions, stones are grandfathers and grandmothers, carrying the wisdom of the earth. Buddhist teachings often blur the lines between sentience and non-sentience, suggesting a deep interconnectedness that modern science is only now beginning to explore. Critics of panpsychism often point out that it is unfalsifiable. You can't measure the consciousness of a rock in a lab. Yet, the same could be said of human consciousness. No scientist has ever directly observed a thought. We infer awareness through behavior and communication. But at its core, consciousness is still a mystery. Given that we don't fully understand how it works in ourselves, ruling it out in other forms of matter may be premature. The idea that everything is conscious forces us to rethink what it means to exist. Perhaps consciousness is not something that happens in the universe. It is what the universe is made of. Just as water can take the form of oceans, clouds, or ice, consciousness may appear as humans, trees, stones, or stars. In this light, the universe is a living field of awareness, expressing itself in countless ways. Even if rocks are conscious in only the faintest sense, experiencing something akin to the dimmest flicker of awareness, it shifts our relationship to reality. We are not isolated beings surrounded by dead matter. We are expressions of a single conscious field, interacting with other expressions in endless forms. The rock in your hand is not just a lump of minerals. It is a slow, patient witness to billions of years, holding within it the memory of the Earth's deep time. This perspective can be deeply humbling. It reminds us that consciousness is not a privilege granted to a few species, but a universal constant. Every grain of sand, every mountain, every star in the sky may be part of a grand, interconnected awareness. And in that sense, we have never been alone, not even in the vast silence of space.